Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because, like I always say in these updates, they are one of my favorite videos to film. This is one of my favorite projects to be a part of. Today's going to be update number 2, I believe, in my roulette paint collab, and this is the 6th round total. I think 4th round that it's been opened as like a collaboration, a huge collaboration. So there are so many other people participating in this project. This project was created by Rebecca and Lexi. I will have both of their channels linked down below. I absolutely love both of their channels, and there are so many other channels participating in this project that I absolutely love. So I'll also have the playlist linked down below, so definitely go watch the playlist, watch everyone. I know I personally love to binge watch Project Pan videos, and especially this project because there's that like fun roulette aspect of it. So it's just such a fun project to be a part of. If this is the first time you are watching one of these videos, essentially everyone has a spreadsheet with 50 different prompts on it. We randomly select 6 different prompts and pick makeup items to work on that correlate to those prompts. So if you are interested in my update and seeing the progress that I made on the products that I am currently working on, then stay tuned. But first, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so before you go. I do post videos 5 days a week. Other than that, let's get into the update. Okay, so excuse my voice. I'm currently super sick, which I hate to admit because I literally like to say that I never get sick, even though I know I do. My head is throbbing, but we're gonna power through because I love filming anyway. But I do sound super nasally, and I'm not gonna be surprised if like my nose gets super red in this, and my foundation wears off, etc. And you're probably really surprised if you like watch my channel. Like, I actually did my hair even though I'm sick. Normally I never do my hair. Last thing before we get started on my progress, I tanned and I used a lighter foundation, so my face doesn't match my neck, which I tried to cover up as much as I could, but I feel like you can probably still tell. Anyway, let's get into my progress. I did finish up or hit goal on 2 products, so I will be rolling 2 in at the end, which is super exciting, and I'm really close to hitting a 3rd goal. But starting with this item right here, this is my Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss, and I selected this for the prompt of product I have not reached for in a while, and I have been reaching for this quite a bit. So when we started, I was up at this top line. Obviously, the last update I was right here, and I've made even more progress this update, so I am right here. I have about half of this product left, and I really enjoy this formula. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite gloss formula, but I think it's really nice. I like this shade in particular. It is super pale, but I really do enjoy this. I enjoy putting this over like a darker liquid lipstick to kind of lighten it up a little bit, and honestly I like using this on its own at times as well. I am interested in picking up, I believe it's Dirty Chai that Samantha Ravindal always raves about. I'm really interested in picking that up in the future, but I don't need any more lip products right now. But I think after I finish Flat White, if I didn't mention, this is in the shade Flat White, when I finish this, I would definitely consider repurchasing this shade, just because I don't really have a lip gloss that is as pigmented or in this shade in my collection. The closest would probably be Can You Not from Dose of Colors, but that's a little bit more warm toned, whereas this is more of a cool toned nude, which I really appreciate. So I really do enjoy this, and I'm really glad that I pulled this out because I hadn't been wearing this, or I hadn't reached for this in such a long time, but I've really enjoyed using this the last few months. The next prompt was a product that you will always repurchase, and I won't necessarily repurchase this specific item, but I do always like to have a lip scrub in my collection, and this is the Too Faced Peach Lip Scrub, and this is actually one of the products I have hit my goal on. As you can see, I have completely finished this up. I am currently now working on my ColourPop lip scrub, lippy scrub I think it is, which I really like, but I finished this maybe halfway through this past month, or halfway through, about 2 weeks after my last update is what I'm trying to say. And I really enjoyed this, but I believe that this retails for like $17 or $18, and honestly, like, for a lip scrub, as long as it like exfoliates my lips, that's all I really care about. So I really have been enjoying the ColourPop one. It works just fine. I also really like the Lush lip scrubs, so I don't think I would repurchase this specific lip scrub, but I do always like to have a lip scrub in my collection. So this one will be rolling out, and we will roll in a new product to replace this at the end of the video. Speaking of ColourPop lip products, the next prompt was a new item to your collection. So I had rolled in this ColourPop ColourPop Lippy Balm, and when we started this was pretty much a brand new tube. At the last update I was here and now I am here. As you can tell, I'm like flying through this. However, I brought this to work with me and I'm reapplying this multiple times a day. I put this on every single morning. Sometimes I'll put this on like multiple times in the evening. I always want my lips to be like basically slathered. I basically always slather my lips in lip balm this time of year, because if I don't keep up with my lips, before you know it, they'll be dry, cracked, and there's no saving them. So I've really enjoyed this ColourPop Lippy Balm. I believe this is like $7 or $8, and I would 100% repurchase when I finish this. I have mine in the scent or the shade scent. I don't know what you want to say. Shade Bellini. And I really like this. I would definitely, next time I make a ColourPop order, I will probably order another one of these. I think that this formula is very similar to the Kopari Lip Glossy. The only thing I will say is I feel like this is slightly stickier than the Kopari one, but both products I feel are very nourishing on the lips and help keep a plump, hydrated lip. So really been enjoying this. I do feel like I will have this finished by the next update. The next prompt was a limited edition item, and I selected this cheek palette from NARS. I picked this up last holiday. This was their last holiday, one of their holiday limited edition palettes. I feel like everything from NARS pretty much is limited edition. This was their Heartbreaker cheek palette, and my goal with this, so it has 3 different blushes in it, and blush is like impossible to pan. I just truly don't think it's possible. So I gave myself a number goal with this one, and I wanted to use it 40 times during the duration of this project. The last update I had only used it 4 times. This update I have used it a total of 13 times, so I've used it 9 times since the last update. If I want to hit my goal, I would have to use it 10 times, or would have had to have used it 10 times each month. So I'm not sure I'm going to hit that goal of 40 uses before the end of the year, or before the end of the project. This project will end on January 23rd, but what I will say is I've gotten so much more use out of this palette than I was getting or would have gotten had it not been in this palette, in this project. I do really enjoy this. The shade I've been reaching for the most right now is this one right here, which is just this like neutral matte pink shade. It's in the shade Amour. I also really like this luster shade, but more in the summertime. And then you have Orgasm right here, which just isn't really my favorite blush, but I have reached for that one a couple of times too. So I'm making progress on this. I don't think I'll hit my goal, but nonetheless, I'm really happy that I do have this in this project, because I am getting some use out of it, whereas before I really wasn't getting any use at all. Then the next product was a unique product, and I actually have hit my goal on this one as well. This was the Becca Hydra Mist powder, which I had gotten in a BoxyCharm, and I've heard that this powder dries up very quickly, so that's why I knew I wanted to use this. So this was where I was at. I had like powder filling this whole area as of the last update, and I have completely finished this off. Now I will say I do feel like this was drying up during the last month while I was using it. I noticed the like wet feeling of the powder had kind of diminished, and I just felt like every single day I'd be like, is that really like, have I just been slathering powder on my face? Because I feel like I haven't used that much powder, but I think that it just was also drying up while I was using it. But I have finished this up. I would not repurchase this again. I don't think it's a good value. I don't think you get much powder, and then on top of that it dries up very quickly. So I would definitely not recommend or repurchase this, but I'm very happy to have moved this out of my collection. And then for my 6th prompt, I had a shade from a palette that you don't reach for often, and I knew I was going to regret this, but I wanted to challenge myself, so I selected a shade out of my ABH Riviera palette. I picked this up when this launched this year, and I really haven't reached for this much at all. Not my favorite palette by any means, probably one of my least favorite palettes from ABH. So the shade that I picked was this Seaside shade right here, which is this really beautiful like pastel lavender silvery shade. It is a really beautiful shade, but considering I work like 50 hours a week, 5 days a week, and this is not a shade I would be wearing to work, I've only used this I believe 2 or 3 times. I have really enjoyed the times that I have used this, but it is going to be difficult for me to finish this shade up or hit pan on this shade is really just my goal by the finale. I'm a little worried about this one, you guys. However, I do know that the ABH shades, specifically the shimmer shades, do tend to be easier shades for me to hit pan on. So maybe, but I'm not hopeful on this one. Okay, so those were the 6 prompts that I was working on, and since I did finish off 2 products, we are going to be rolling 2 new products in. For my spreadsheet, I have taken off any prompt that I have currently worked on in previous project pans or previous project roulette project pans. My mind, I can't think. So I only have 38 prompts on my spreadsheet, so it's going to be a little bit different than the spreadsheet that I'll have linked down below, but I want to start cycling through each of the prompts rather than like working on prompts that I've already done in the past, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go to my random number or pretty random app, and I'm going to be inputting a minimum number of 1 and a maximum number of 38, and then we will see what we get. We get prompt 20, as well as 18. I may have already, nope, sorry, that's 16. So number 16 for me is a product that you love, and then number 20 is a product you wouldn't repurchase. That's kind of a nice variety there. By the way, it is possible some of these prompts I have done in past roulette pan collabs, but I didn't go back to watch to like really make sure that my spreadsheet was accurate. I feel like I maybe have gotten both of these prompts in the past, but I'm not 100% sure. So these are the prompts we're going to go with. I'm going to quickly go select a couple of products that I want to work on, and I will be right back to share them with you guys. Okay, so that was actually more difficult than I had anticipated, and I think part of it is because I know I only have 2 months to be working on these products, and I really wanted to choose products that I felt like I could potentially hit my goal on. So for a product that I love, I am selecting this primer from Touch and Soul. This is the No Problem Primer, and I have about half of this left. I have really enjoyed mixing this with my Amazing Cosmetics Illuminating Primer that I'm currently trying to finish off as well in my 6 by Santa project. This is just super nice. It fills, like it blurs and fills the pores, or like smooths the pores without being like drying. It still feels hydrating. It just feels really nice, and I would definitely probably end up repurchasing this once I finish it, but it would be nice if I could, you know, finish this primer up in this project. I'm not 100% certain I could do that, but we will see. This is definitely a product that I do love. And then for a product that I wouldn't repurchase, I am going to go with my Flower Beauty Concealer. This is not my favorite concealer by any means. I really don't like the doe foot applicator on this. It's longer than most doe foots, and it's also like it comes more to a point, and it's very stiff. So I feel like it almost like hurts sometimes when I'm putting it underneath my eyes. I have mine in the shade Fair L1-2, which I believe is their lightest shade, and it's too dark for me, especially at my fairest. And this just is not a formula that I love, definitely not something that I would want to repurchase. So there was a little bit of wear away on the sides, so from my best guess I would say I'm right about here, and this is something that I feel like if I consistently use, I could definitely finish this up in the duration of this project, which would be really nice to roll out a concealer that I just am not loving. So this is going to be, for the prompt, a product that I would not repurchase. And after that, that is going to conclude the second update in the Roulette Pan collab. I hope that you guys enjoyed my update, and I hope again that you'll go watch everyone. Down below I will have the playlist, so definitely go check everyone out. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch my video, and I will catch you in tomorrow's. Bye.